Hello friends, I have missed you, and if you're new here, welcome. Let's get into a long overdue wash and go routine. This is a bit of an upgrade, an update, and a remix all at once. So for starters, this year has been unreal, and like many of you, I have not seen a salon for the entire year because we're in a global pandemic. I hope you all are safe, by the way. So my roots grew out to the point that I pretty much just had colored tips. And I would highlight some of the tips a little bit just to get the ginger color deposit sort of, being visible somewhat. But it got to the point that I just really craved the whole look of color all over my head and not just the tips. So the other night, in old Charmsy fashion, I got frustrated and I had an old school YouTube DIY moment and I bleached my whole head. Now, I don't think I did the most amazing job. I was definitely a bit rusty and honestly even nervous, but I have ginger roots again, and overall, I'm pretty much happy. And by the way, if you are curious about that process, comment below and I can do a little talk through of what I used, because I did not use what I used to use all the time on this channel. But anyways, that being said, some tender love and care is more than necessary at this moment. Now, I'm starting with a bond repairing treatment from Olaplex, and it's the Olaplex number 0, and I will link all the products that I mentioned today down below for you guys. Now, this is an intensive bond building hair treatment that is used as a 2-part system along with Olaplex number 3 to strengthen and repair damaged hair. So what you do is you're going to apply it to your dry hair from root to tip and allow it to sit for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to add the number 3 hair perfector. I highly recommend looking into Olaplex as a whole if you're not familiar with the brand, especially for color treated hair. And during the holidays, I think there's a lot of sales going on as well because it can be on the pricey side. Now I'm going to saturate my hair with this, especially since the color is all over my head. So if I had it just on the tips, I might just focus it on the tips and not so much at my scalp and my roots because I want to save my money. But in this case, I'm going to put it all over. Now, they recommend you wait about a minimum of 10 minutes before rinsing, and I have honestly left this on overnight before. I think I did a whole video on it, but this time I'm just going to leave it on for about 20 minutes. Now, after rinsing, I'm following up with one of my favorite affordable drugstore shampoos, which is the Maui Moisture Lightweight Hydration Hibiscus Water Shampoo. It smells amazing, by the way. This is a really good weightless shampoo, which is important to me with fine, low-density hair. So if you are looking for something that isn't going to weigh down your roots, I would definitely suggest this shampoo. Next, I took a poll on Instagram, and I was torn between trying a new mask or sticking to one of my old faithfuls. But the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Mask was the one that won, and that was the new one to me, so I'm trying it out for my first time here. So what I do want to mention is after doing an Olaplex treatment, it's really good to get the moisture back into your hair because that is purely just bond repairing. It is not putting moisture in your hair. And especially after bleaching, I do need moisture. And to be honest, I also need protein. So I'm going to be doing that in another video as well. I will say my first impression of this mask was definitely positive. My hair felt great after rinsing. Now for the styling, I decided I would try a couple new techniques. For starters, I'm using the Less brand's all-in-one styler in the Kinky-Coily selection rather than the curly. One of my favorite products is the curly all-in-one styler, but typically when I use the curly one, I like to add a gel afterwards. And when I mentioned that I did that, they actually suggested that I try the Kinky-Coily if I wanted a little bit more hold. So I picked it up, and of course I'm a bit nervous that this is going to weigh down my hair because that's how it is when you have hair on the fine side and it's a new product. You always get a bit nervous. And honestly, just putting some in my hands, it just feels heavier to the touch. So I was definitely leaning on the side of caution with putting small amounts in my hand. As for my application technique, I usually just apply product to my hands and rake it through my hair and scrunch, but I have been so curious to see my results with a Denman brush lately, so I decided to section my hair and use the brush to evenly disperse the products as well as encourage some curl clumping. Now I will mention, if you're not familiar with this styler, you have to apply it to hair that is already wet. It's specified on the bottle, and that's a little tip. Always read the bottles. I've been bad in the past where I just assume everything works the same, but no, some products specifically mention that it is activated with water. So make sure you're checking. Now, of course, I always like to scrunch my hair a lot before I allow it to dry. So you just see me kind of scrunching all over first. And it also helps to get some of that excess water out of my hair as well, because I do like to air dry. And of course, that takes some time. Now, I will say I was surprised to see that there was a cast that formed from this product because it is on the creamy side, and usually I just associate a cast with a gel. So my hair is dry, but it looks wet, and that is obviously the cast. And so I'm gonna break the cast now just by scrunching my hair. Now, some people like to apply like a light gel to break the cast, but of course I'm just being extra cautious because, again, this is my first time kind of using it, and I do have hair on the low density side, and I don't want to weigh it down with oil. But I will say, as I'm scrunching and I'm going through, my hair feels amazing, super soft, my curls are popping, but it feels like I could have done with more hold. The reason I need a little bit more hold happening is because when I go in with the Afro pick, it's going to make my hair straight at the roots. I need a little bit of hold happening, so when I do fluff it up, I'm not totally losing my curl pattern and just having kind of like frizzy, straightish roots happening, because that doesn't help with the volume either. And I think it is just a matter of being a bit nervous with my first time using that product. I definitely could have gone heavier with it now that I know, and so I may just try that in another video. But overall, I'm really happy with how my hair looks. I think the Olaplex is amazing after you color your hair and even before to prep your hair as well. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please let me know below. And if there's anything else you want to see in an upcoming video, I am looking forward to getting back on YouTube as well. It's definitely been challenging with the new schedules during a pandemic and having a little toddler at home now. So yes, thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, please subscribe. I have lots of videos on my channel to keep you busy in the meantime. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Sharmzy. I post pretty much daily. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.